Good morning. It is Friday, the 17th of May 2019. Thank you for joining us today. Dignitaries from the interior met with the Minister of Regional Development. The 5th Declaration of Paramaribo signed. First Lady visited villages in the Upper Maroena region, and 4 new ministers sworn in. The Gramangs of the various indigenous tribes in Suriname pointed out the problems of the different villages with the Minister of Regional Development at Gardikan. Yesterday, the minister had a meeting with the dignitaries where these points were discussed. The management team that will coordinate the committees for the land rights according to the set goals was presented in the Congress Hall. Wensley Misijan, the chairman of the Land Rights Management Team, said that steps have been set out since November last year on which there had to be worked on. Yesterday was also the go-ahead to start the work that has been set out. The start is, according to Theo Yubitana of the Association of Indigenous Villages in Suriname, a good initiative. The 5th Declaration of Paramaribo was signed yesterday. This document was put together by various companies and must ensure recognition of equal rights and obligations of the LGBT community. The document is a guideline for employers to make policy and implement it for their employees, says Juan Pichot. He is the chairman of PAREA. Suriname is one of the more tolerant countries in the region when it comes to equal rights and duties for the LGBT community. The signing of this document will not be the last because there are still a lot of things within society that need to be tackled. Equal rights and obligations must be applied to the entire society. First Lady Ingrid Bouterse Waldering and the Minister of Health Antoine Elias visited the villages of Gakaba and Langatabiki in the Upper Maroena area. The First Lady made donations at various schools. The visit of Minister Elias had to do with the employability of the Cuban doctors in the interior. The visit was a great moment for the students of the school. The traditional authority of both villages appreciated the visit. According to them, it is the first time in the history of Suriname that a First Lady visited the 2 villages. First Lady Ingrid Bouterse Waldering said that she was convinced that studying and teaching in the interior is not easy. She promised to make every effort for these 2 schools in Gakaba and Langatabiki. And at the same time, Minister Elias, together with the director of the State Health Fund, and that is Rick Romodiharjo, and the Medical Mission Director, Herman Ginti, visited the clinics in these 2 villages. An important activity in the healthcare sector was the reopening of the SFF unit in Langatabiki. In addition, the arrival of the Cuban doctors in the interior was also discussed with the village communities. And our last item for today, the Bouterse Adine administration once again has a complete government team. After a number of ministers were thanked by the President last week for their proven services, 4 new ministers took office yesterday. Andre Misikaba at Social Affairs and Housing, Sergio Akimboto at Natural Resources, Vijay Chotkan at Public Works, Transport and Communication, and Rabin Parmiser is the new Minister of Agriculture, Livestock and Fisheries. Lekram Surjan, who was the Minister of Agriculture, Livestock and Fisheries, has been transferred to the Minister of Spatial Planning, Land and Forest Management. A very impressive moment was the revelation of Akimboto before his inauguration. The head of state has strengthened the government team to carry out the development goals in an accelerated pace. That is all for the local news for today. Have a wonderful weekend, and until Monday for a new edition. Bye-bye.